Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing really well today. So for those of you who watch my channel over time, you may be a little bit confused because I did move to New Zealand last week and here I am in my bedroom in England. But yeah, I did definitely move. I am in New Zealand right now, but I pre-made these videos so that I had a bit of time ahead of myself to prepare myself and get settled in New Zealand. So these are all pre-scheduled videos, so this is me from the very past. So yeah, just to clear that up. So today's video is going to be talking about personality types and what personality type I am, and trying to figure out what personality type you are too, and just kind of giving you more information about this because I think it's so valuable and such an amazing tool to know what your personality is and know what kind of, yeah, just to know that there are other people in the world that are similar to you and that have similar traits to you as well. Yeah, I really love this. So basically the test that I did was on this website called 16 Personalities, but there are loads and loads of different websites you can go on to do it, and I think you can probably even just figure it out yourself. But yeah, the test is called the Briggs test, and it's a really famous, really popular test, and basically it was made to categorize people into the ways that they think and the ways that they behave. So there are 16 different types of personality in this test that you could fall into, and it basically works by asking you different questions, so just random questions, and you have to say whether you agree or disagree, and you can either strongly agree, strongly disagree, or be on a sliding scale in between, but you have to put your preference, and the more truthfully you answer, the more truthful your end result will be, kind of thing. So yeah, it's really fascinating to me and really interesting. And in the end, when you get your result, you get this like code, and it's 4 letters, and those 4 letters are 4 categories. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. It's like on a coding system. So they basically put people into categories depending on the 4 things that I'm going to explain now. I hope that I've got you all still at this point. It's quite complicated, but quite simple once you know what I'm actually talking about. So basically the first category is whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, and it figures this out by asking different questions of what you would do in certain situations. So that's really self-explanatory, really. That is the first one. So the first letter of the code would be I or E, so you know, when you read the code you can kind of figure it out in the end. So that's basically the gist of it. And then the next one is sensing versus intuition. So again, you know, it's just about whether you sense things and you do things based on kind of your heart, or whether you do things more logistically and do things as a matter of fact, rather, you know, it's just kind of different ways that people do things. There's 2 opposite ways, and you know, in life you could probably do both of them at the same time, but it's just whichever one you would do most likely, like more often. The next one is thinking versus feeling. So they're all really self-explanatory. Basically, like, do you do things because you think a certain way, because you think this is what you're supposed to do, or do you do things because you feel like you should? Like, do you act upon your feelings rather than your thoughts? It's like, yeah, going with your heart or your head kind of thing. And then the last one is judging versus perceiving. So again, all self-explanatory, and it basically just kind of goes through all of these questions and it puts you into a category, and it decides which one you're most likely to do of the ones I've just said. So the 4 categories above, it will put you into one for each like category, and that dictates your personality type. So it's really interesting to me and really fascinating. And the theory is that basically people with similar personalities would have similar hobbies and similar ways of doing things. So if you're an introvert and you act on your feelings and this, that and the other, you're more likely to do certain things compared to someone who's an extrovert. And you know, it makes sense. And a lot of the time introvert people and stuff are more creative because you spend more time alone. And so it's just really fascinating to me to read through, like, there's these massive, I would call them blurbs, but I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone that's not me. But it's just like this massive essay of writing that just tells you exactly about yourself, your personality, and like what jobs would work best for you and stuff like that. So it's fascinating, and I really I do, you know, think that it's an amazing thing to do. And so if you've never done this test, I highly recommend it. It does take a little bit of time, but it's so worth it in the end. So I'm going to share with you my personality type. Personally, I am an INFP. So yeah, basically that is the mediator trait. So there are loads and loads of them, like I said, and each one has the code, but they've also given it a name that kind of relates to the traits that you would have, you know, within that personality type. So I'm going to share with you what my actual personality is and what it has to do with, and why I'm so passionate about it, because I feel like it just summed me up so perfectly. So it says that INFP personalities are true idealists, always looking for a hint of good even in the worst people and events, searching for ways to make things better. They are perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy. They have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine. And then at the end here it just says that The risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the INFP personality type, but when they find like-minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. And I feel like I've found that joy and inspiration on YouTube. Like, I feel like I've found so many other people that are really similar to me and have similar ways of thinking that I just don't come across in normal everyday life, because like it said, this is like a 4% of the population that have this personality type. So yeah, it's just really interesting, because I have always felt a little bit misunderstood and just a little bit like people just didn't get it, like they just didn't get what I was talking about, and I think that's probably why. And so it was really fascinating to read this and just be like, that makes sense now. And then the other thing that's really entertaining to me is that it calls me a diplomat, and I've been called a diplomat my whole life. I don't know whether that's positive or negative in some people's eyes, but I see being a diplomat as a positive thing. Like, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, I want everyone to be happy, and that doesn't mean that I'm being insincere. That just means that why would I cause someone pain or cause someone like unhappiness when I could just not cause them unhappiness? Like, yeah, I don't know, I never want to upset someone on purpose, I never want to hurt someone's feelings, so I will always be a diplomat. I will always, you know, try and help other people, and I will always never like kick people down. And so yeah, I don't know, I find it really difficult to insult someone or to criticise people in general, and that's just apparently part of my personality. And I think the most fascinating thing for me was reading through the career section of this, because I've always felt really lost and I didn't ever really know what I wanted to do with my life and like what would bring me joy. Like, I knew that working in an office wouldn't make me happy. I knew that, you know, just doing certain jobs just wouldn't bring me happiness. And I think the reason for this is exactly what this is going to say to you in a second. And it just says that we prefer a still more personal touch, being able to work face to face with clients, seeing that their personal effort really impacts another's quality of life. Service careers such as massage therapy, that's weird because I was a massage therapist, physical rehabilitation, counselling, which is kind of what this YouTube channel is, social work and psychology, super interested in psychology, and academic roles, and retraining can be exceptionally rewarding for INFPs who take pride in the progress and growth that they help to foster. People with the INFP personality type have a tendency to put others' interests ahead of their own, a mixed blessing by itself, but when a patient takes their first unaided step in the long road to recovery after an accident, nothing will feel more rewarding than that selflessness. So this is really interesting to me, and I think it's kind of, well, when I did this test, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what I need to do with my life now. And so it's just really fascinating, because obviously it showed me that it is true, and reading this has kind of like made me realize things I didn't even know but did know deep down. And it's just that I want to help people, that's what I want to do, and without this test I feel like I'd have just been lost for so long. And I've kind of found my way, you know, along this path with this YouTube channel, and I really want to become a life coach or health coach in the future and help people, you know, help to make a difference in people's lives. I think that would be amazing. And I am a massage therapist, I'm qualified to do massage therapy, so maybe that's another avenue I could go down. Who knows where life's going to take me, but I just think it's really interesting to do these tests and actually read the words. There is a lot to take on, there is a lot of words to read, and maybe if you do the test you might not agree with everything it says, but the parts where you do agree, you will just be like, that is creepy, like how it knows, like it knows. Dom did this test too, and I can't remember what his personality type was, but it was just saying that he'd be a really great teacher, an amazing coach. And it's just so funny because he's a snowboard coach and he is amazing at that job. I would not be amazing at that job, and so it's just so interesting. And I just think it's really rewarding to just read through something and just be like, this is me, like this is me. So yeah, if you do this test and you're not happy with the result, just do it again, but answer as truthfully as you can, and just see what you come up with, and let me know below, because I'm really interested to find out if there are any other INFPs out there, or what your personality is, and whether like it's quite similar to mine or if it's completely different. You know, there are so many personalities out there, and I just think it's amazing to kind of accept that and just see what your weaknesses, what your strengths are, and then work on them. So I know what my strengths are now, and I also know my weaknesses, so it's really important to work on the weaknesses and, you know, make them as good as your strengths, because I mean, yeah, I just think that's so fascinating. And also to see weaknesses in other people and see strengths in other people and know why they're acting a certain way or why they're being a certain way. So I know I'm really reflective, and I know that I can see the bigger picture, and other people in my life maybe can't. Maybe they have a completely different personality type and they work more logistically, whereas I work more with my heart, and it's like we can have massive conflicts because of that. But actually me being able to understand that just changes it completely, and it fascinates me. It really fascinates me. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you do the test and, you know, see what your personality type is. Or if you already know, then that's amazing, and I just want to see if it's made a difference in your life, and whether it's kind of changed the way you see the world and changed the way that you act in the day, and changed like how you kind of see things. I don't know, it just fascinates me. It really does. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that I haven't just confused you so much. But if I have confused you, just go to one of the websites with the personality tests and they will explain it a lot better than I actually have done. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk to you all about it and just share my personality type with you all, because it's just truly like amazing to know what your personality is, and to just read something that is just you. Like, it's so creepy, it's so beyond creepy. So yes, please give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and please subscribe if you're new. I like to do videos about all kinds of things. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm now in New Zealand, so I'm really excited to be sharing videos with you over there. If you've got any video ideas of things you want me to talk about in the future, it could be anything at all, then just leave them below, because I really want to create more content for this channel and help anyone out there, you know, give some people advice or just share my life with you all, to be honest. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. Have an amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all again very soon with a new video. Bye guys.